Do you ever wonder why, despite all your efforts, your home doesn't feel as vibrant or lucky as you'd like? What if the real reason behind this subtle shift in your fortune isn't the big decisions you make, but something as simple as the plants in your home? It may sound surprising, but the plants you choose to surround yourself with could be shaping the energy of your life in ways you've never imagined. What you see as simple decorations are actually active players in your space, impacting everything from your mood to your financial well-being. According to Feng Shui, plants are far from being mere aesthetic choices. They are energetic forces, capable of either promoting prosperity or hindering your growth. The ancient wisdom of Feng Shui teaches us that the energy they radiate can influence the flow of qi, the vital life force that sustains health, wealth, and harmony. But here's the catch: if you're not paying attention to the energy your plants are bringing into your space, you may unknowingly be blocking the prosperity you've been hoping for. Are your plants supporting your energy, or are they creating unseen obstacles to your success? Before we dive into the power of plants in Feng Shui, take a moment to look around your space. Are the plants you've chosen helping you thrive, or could they be slowing down your fortune? Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below with the phrase, "I welcome abundance into my life," to activate the flow of prosperity right where you are. Part 1. Why plants matter in Feng Shui. In Feng Shui, the significance of every object in your home is profound, and plants are no exception. They hold energetic signatures that can dramatically influence the atmosphere of your space. Unlike other decorations, plants are not passive. What they communicate to your surroundings through their growth patterns can either support or hinder the flow of qi, the vital energy that nurtures your life. Healthy, vibrant plants symbolize growth, vitality, and prosperity, anchoring positive energy into your home and encouraging the expansion of your personal, financial, and emotional well-being. However, an unhealthy plant, one that is improperly positioned, or one with a chaotic growth pattern, sends signals of stagnation, confusion, or even decay. It subtly disrupts the natural flow of qi, diminishing the vitality of your environment. In Feng Shui, plants are much more than aesthetic choices. They are energetic partners that either facilitate or block the energy you need to thrive. When plants grow upright, with clear structure and balance, they symbolize stability, strength, and upward movement. On the contrary, plants that are drooping, invasive, or tangled carry energies of restriction, stunting progress, and potentially hindering your ability to move forward. Part 2. Plants to avoid in Feng Shui. While many people decorate their homes with plants they find beautiful, some plants, despite their charm, can create more harm than good in a Feng Shui setting. These plants carry energetic patterns that may not align with the peaceful, abundant life we wish to cultivate. Below, I'll highlight 7 plants that Feng Shui experts often recommend avoiding, not because they are inherently bad, but because their energetic signatures can disrupt the harmony and flow in your space. Number 1. Climbing vines, entanglement and stagnation. If you've ever noticed how climbing vines seem to engulf everything in their path, you might have found their beauty captivating. But what you may not realize is that in Feng Shui, these vines symbolize far more than natural beauty. They are associated with entanglement, restriction, and stagnation. Their very nature, to wrap themselves tightly around any available surface, speaks volumes about how they affect the energetic flow in your home. Vines thrive by clinging, growing only as much as their surroundings allow, and in doing so, they create a sense of dependency and blockage. The structure they attach to becomes suffocated, unable to expand freely. When these plants are placed within your living space, the energy they exude often mimics this restrictive nature. Things feel stuck. Whether it's emotional progress or financial growth, homeowners with a heavy presence of vines may begin to feel as though they are continuously struggling to move forward, unable to break free from obstacles, both external and internal. In Feng Shui, this idea of restriction and entanglement is a direct reflection of how the energy flows within your home. The qi, or life force, should circulate freely, encouraging vitality, prosperity, and movement. When vines are allowed to dominate a space, they create a visual and energetic barrier that obstructs this natural flow. As the vines spiral around structures, they often represent an unseen, persistent struggle, an energy that keeps you anchored in place, unable to rise above or evolve. In a space overrun with vines, you may notice a growing sense of fatigue, as if every effort you make requires more energy than it should. Over time, this stagnation can manifest in the form of delayed opportunities, unresolved emotional issues, or a lack of growth in personal and professional aspects of life. The true danger lies not just in the vines themselves but in how they mirror the patterns in your life. Just as vines wrap tightly around their support, you might find yourself holding on to limiting beliefs or unhealthy emotional attachments that prevent your personal growth. This energetic influence can extend beyond your immediate surroundings and subtly creep into your relationships and finances. Even if you're actively working toward progress, the weight of entanglement pulls you back, often without your conscious awareness. So, what can you do if you're drawn to the aesthetic appeal of climbing vines but don't want to invite stagnation into your home? The key is control. If you must incorporate vines, keep them in check. Place them in outdoor areas or in spaces where their growth is contained, such as on a trellis or in a controlled garden space. This way, you still honor their beauty but avoid allowing them to overwhelm your home's energetic field. Indoors, choose plants that grow upright, with structured forms that encourage clarity, stability, and vitality. These will foster an environment that nurtures upward movement, freedom, and personal expansion. By consciously choosing plants that support, rather than restrict, the flow of qi, you create a space where positive energy can circulate freely, opening up new opportunities for growth and prosperity. Number 2. Shrub verbena, hidden disorder. It's easy to assume that the more vibrant and colorful a plant, the better it must be for your home's energy. After all, who wouldn't want to surround themselves with an abundance of life and color? Yet, what if I told you that one of the most outwardly lively plants, shrub verbena, could actually disrupt the very harmony you're trying to create in your home? The lively blooms and vibrant hues of verbena can easily trick you into thinking it enhances your space, but in Feng Shui, it's often viewed as a source of hidden disorder. Verbena's rapid, sprawling growth is not just a sign of vitality, it's an invasive force that can bring emotional chaos and unresolved tension into your environment. While it may seem like a beautiful, low-maintenance plant, its unchecked spread can become overwhelming, much like clutter in a disorganized room. It creates an atmosphere where calmness, order, and peace are hard to maintain. In Feng Shui, the plants you choose are much more than just decorative elements. They carry an energetic signature that interacts with the flow of qi, or life force, within your space. Plants that are unruly, such as verbena, often embody chaotic energy. Their sprawling growth pattern, while beautiful in its own right, can create an environment where energy feels scattered and unfocused. Just as clutter in your physical space can drain mental clarity and create stress, a plant like verbena can subtly project this same sense of disarray into your life. As it spreads uncontrollably, it mirrors the feeling of being overwhelmed, whether it's emotional clutter, unresolved conflicts, or feelings of being out of control. Over time, this chaos can seep into the fabric of your personal and professional life, causing stagnation and difficulty in maintaining balance. For many, verbena's colorful appearance may mask this underlying issue, making it hard to spot the disruption until it becomes more pronounced. It's not the plant's beauty that's the problem, but its growth pattern. When a plant grows in an uncontrolled manner, it sends an energetic message to the universe that things are not in order. This disorder can affect your health, relationships, finances, and emotional well-being. The energy it carries may start to mimic the unresolved tensions in your life, causing you to feel stuck in patterns of overwhelm or indecision. So, what can you do to maintain the vibrancy and life force of your space without inviting chaos? In Feng Shui, balance is key. While verbena may be a lovely plant, it's crucial to pair it with plants that encourage steadiness, clarity, and structure. Opt for flowering shrubs or trees with defined forms, plants that grow in a more controlled, upright manner. These plants can provide the stability needed to counterbalance the chaotic energy of verbena. Choose plants that encourage focus and order, creating a harmonious balance between vibrancy and tranquility in your space. By mindfully selecting plants that support calm, you can ensure that your home remains a sanctuary of peace and stability, rather than a breeding ground for disorder. In doing so, you help create a more harmonious environment that nurtures your emotional and physical well-being, making room for growth and positive energy to flourish. Number 3. Banyan Tree, Spiritual Gloom. Have you ever felt like something in your space was weighing you down, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? It could be the presence of a plant like the banyan tree. Revered in many cultures for its ancient symbolism and strength, the banyan tree carries with it an intense, heavy energy that can profoundly influence the environment it occupies. While it may seem majestic and grounding, in Feng Shui, the banyan tree's expansive roots and thick canopy represent a type of yin energy that can easily overwhelm a space. This heavy, rooted energy is nurturing in its own right, but when placed in a home focused on vitality, prosperity, and growth, it can create a stagnant atmosphere, hindering movement and progress. In Feng Shui, energy balance is crucial. Yin energy, which is associated with quiet, stillness, and introspection, can be incredibly beneficial in spaces designed for rest or contemplation, such as meditation rooms. However, when yin energy dominates areas that are meant to foster growth, like a living room or office, it can lead to stagnation. The banyan tree, with its vast roots and dense branches, tends to anchor energy in place, creating a sense of emotional and spiritual heaviness. For homes striving to cultivate prosperity, lightness, and expansion, too much yin energy can cause you to feel emotionally weighed down, blocking the natural flow of qi, the life force that is essential for growth. If you already have a banyan tree indoors, you may notice subtle shifts in the atmosphere around you. The space might begin to feel emotionally heavy or stagnant, and progress in personal or professional endeavors could slow down unexpectedly. This is not an inherent fault of the tree, but rather a natural consequence of the energetic mismatch between the tree's qualities and the energy needs of your living space. Its deep roots, while grounding, can dampen the upward momentum that is necessary for thriving. To remedy this, it's important to reconsider the placement of the banyan tree within your home. If it's already indoors, consider moving it to a less active part of the house, such as a quiet corner or a space that is used for reflection. By doing so, you allow the tree to honor its natural role without interfering with the more dynamic areas of your home. For spaces that require more vitality, it's best to place the banyan tree outdoors, where its energy can harmonize with the natural world in a way that supports peaceful reflection and spiritual depth. Meditation gardens or areas dedicated to rest and rejuvenation are ideal for such a tree, as these spaces naturally align with the banyan's nurturing, rooted qualities. In Feng Shui, it's all about balance, understanding when to invite stillness and when to encourage movement. While the banyan tree holds profound spiritual significance and can bring a sense of wisdom and groundedness, its energy should be carefully managed within the home. By placing it in the right context, you ensure that it supports your energy rather than diminishes it, allowing your space to remain a harmonious environment for growth, vitality, and prosperity. Number 4. Cypress Trees, cemetery vibration. We've all had that moment when we walk into a room and instantly feel a certain heaviness in the air, an energy that makes the space feel colder, more isolated, and somehow less inviting. Whether it's a room at a friend's house, a quiet corner in a park, or even a room in your own home, you can almost feel the weight of the atmosphere. This feeling, which many of us have experienced, could be attributed to the presence of certain plants, like the cypress tree. Tall, slender, and often associated with cemeteries, these trees carry an energy that many might not recognize as problematic at first, but in Feng Shui, their influence is believed to be deeply connected to endings, closure, and the stillness that often accompanies both. Cypress trees have long been symbols of solemnity and remembrance, rooted in cultural traditions where they mark places of mourning or memorial gardens. Their towering trunks and narrow, upward-reaching branches create an imposing presence that speaks of finality, often associated with endings rather than new beginnings. In Feng Shui, this connection to closure makes cypress trees unsuitable for spaces that are meant to foster growth, vitality, and movement. The energy they project is heavy, grounded, and stagnant. It can create a quiet stillness that disrupts the flow of qi, the vital energy that is supposed to circulate freely within your living spaces. When too much of this stillness enters a space, it can subtly hinder progress, making you feel disconnected, emotionally withdrawn, and lacking in momentum. Imagine a home where the energy feels stagnant, where ideas and opportunities seem to stall before they can even take root. This is often the result of too much yin energy, which is associated with rest, reflection, and closure, qualities embodied by the cypress tree. While yin energy is essential for balance, too much of it can lead to isolation and a sense of being stuck. You might feel as though you're unable to move forward or that your home lacks the vibrant energy that encourages new beginnings, creativity, and growth. In fact, this stillness can even reflect in your relationships or finances, where opportunities seem to shrink or slow down unexpectedly. If you have cypress trees around your home, you may start to notice these subtle effects. It's not that the trees themselves are bad, they are beautiful, strong, and timeless, but their energy, when not appropriately balanced, can create a sense of spiritual and emotional heaviness. If removing them isn't an option, you can soften their influence. Introduce more dynamic plants around them, plants that represent movement, vitality, and growth. Consider adding water features like a small fountain, or placing wind chimes nearby to bring life back into the space. These elements will encourage the movement of qi, helping to break up the stillness and bring a more harmonious balance to your environment. In spaces where cypress trees are a focal point, such as yards or gardens, it's essential to find ways to balance their dominant energy. Surrounding them with more fluid, expansive, or blooming plants helps to balance the heavy energy they carry. Likewise, introducing flowing water or dynamic sculptures can reinvigorate the space, shifting the focus from somber reflection to vibrant renewal. This approach invites the dynamic flow of qi, welcoming movement and growth back into the environment. Ultimately, understanding the energy that different plants bring into your space is key to maintaining a balanced and harmonious home where energy circulates freely, fostering positivity and new beginnings. Number 5. Coral tree, loneliness and stagnation. It might sound strange, but sometimes the most beautiful plants in your garden or home can actually foster feelings of loneliness and stagnation. The coral tree, with its vivid red blooms and striking form, is often seen as a symbol of beauty and vitality. Yet, in the practice of Feng Shui, this tree is considered to carry an energy that, despite its vibrant appearance, invites emotional distance and isolation. While the coral tree can certainly stand out as a visual focal point, its form, sparse, aloof, and angular, conveys an energy that doesn't support the warmth and openness necessary for cultivating a thriving environment. In fact, The coral tree's nature may inadvertently create a space that feels uninviting, cold, and even spiritually disconnected. Feng Shui places a strong emphasis on creating environments that are balanced and conducive to the natural flow of qi, or life force energy. In spaces where relationships, prosperity, and well-being are fostered, the key is connectivity. Whether in a living room, dining area, or workspace, you want to cultivate a sense of openness and warmth, inviting energy to circulate freely. Plants, which are living beings, play an essential role in this energetic flow. While many plants encourage vitality, connection, and balance, the coral tree, with its distinct, sparse growth, sends an entirely different message. Its angular branches and solitary form create a feeling of separation, an energy of being alone in a crowded room, of standing out but not fitting in. In Feng Shui, an environment that supports connection allows qi to move fluidly, bringing people together and fostering harmonious relationships. But a space dominated by the energy of a coral tree can subtly block this connectivity. The tree's strong, solitary presence often feels like a barrier, preventing warmth from flowing freely and creating an atmosphere that fosters emotional detachment. When this energy is allowed to persist, it can slowly influence the people living within the space. Relationships may begin to feel distant or strained, and the overall mood of the space can become colder, as if there is a lack of intimacy or understanding. The idea that a beautiful, vibrant plant like the coral tree could disrupt the harmony of a home is counterintuitive to most people. After all, who would think that a stunning red bloom could cast such a shadow on the energy of a space? Yet, this is where Feng Shui teaches us to look beyond the surface and consider the deeper, more subtle effects of the plants we choose to surround ourselves with. A coral tree, with all its visual appeal, is energetically misaligned with the open, connected energy needed for a harmonious, prosperous home. If you find a coral tree in your space, it's not necessarily about removing it entirely. Instead, consider the environment around it. You can soften its impact by surrounding it with more inviting plants that promote warmth, connection, and growth. Plants with rounded forms, lush leaves, and vibrant flowers, like peace lilies or jasmine, can help counterbalance the sparse, isolating energy of the coral tree. Adding plants that create a sense of openness, such as ferns or vines that grow expansively, will bring vitality and fluidity into the space, allowing the flow of qi to open up again. Additionally, introducing other elements like soft lighting, comfortable seating areas, or colorful textiles can help break up the isolation and encourage a welcoming atmosphere. By pairing the coral tree with plants that symbolize community, unity, and growth, you can invite the necessary balance back into your home, making it a space where connection thrives, not only between people but with the natural world around you. In Feng Shui, the balance of energy is always paramount, and sometimes that balance requires rethinking even the most beautiful plants. The coral tree, despite its striking appearance, can inadvertently foster emotional distance and stagnation, making it essential to place it thoughtfully within a broader, more harmonious context. By doing so, you ensure that your home remains a space of warmth, connection, and vitality, a place where relationships and prosperity can truly flourish. Number 6. Poinsettia, fire that burns stability. What if the very plant you think is bringing joy and festivity into your home is actually disrupting the balance you've worked so hard to maintain? The poinsettia, with its brilliant red leaves and strong connection to the holiday season, is widely regarded as a symbol of celebration and cheer. Yet, in the practice of Feng Shui, it carries an energetic charge that can be far more disruptive than you might realize. While red is often associated with passion, vitality, and the fire element, qualities that are inherently dynamic and energizing, too much fire in a space can create agitation, conflict, and even emotional burnout. Poinsettias, with their vivid red color, can quickly become overwhelming if placed in spaces meant for rest and balance. In the context of Feng Shui, fire, though powerful, must be carefully managed to avoid creating disharmony in your home. In Feng Shui, the goal is always to maintain a harmonious flow of qi, or life energy, throughout your living space. Each element, earth, air, fire, and water, must be carefully balanced, with fire representing vitality, motivation, and action. When used properly, fire energy can encourage excitement, creativity, and enthusiasm, but when it's uncontrolled, it has the potential to burn through the calm energy of a space, causing stress, exhaustion, and emotional volatility. The poinsettia, though beautiful, brings an unchecked intensity of the fire element into your home. Its striking red leaves can stir up too much energy in spaces where calm and relaxation are needed most, such as bedrooms or living rooms. In these areas, where emotional balance, restful sleep, and harmonious relationships are a priority, the intense energy of the poinsettia can disrupt the equilibrium, leading to restlessness, agitation, or heightened tension. If you've ever placed a poinsettia in a space and found that it quickly became difficult to relax or focus, this could be the influence of its overwhelming energy. This effect isn't an anomaly, it's a reflection of the plant's ability to magnify the fire element, which may be too much for spaces already rich in yang energy, such as active living areas. When fire energy dominates, it can stir up friction and competition, even in a seemingly harmonious home. The poinsettia's vibrant red hue calls attention to itself, demanding focus and increasing the intensity of the space. While this may be appropriate for festive occasions, it can quickly turn counterproductive if left unchecked. In Feng Shui, it's important to remember that balance is key. If you choose to bring poinsettias into your home, it's essential to treat them as seasonal accents. Their brilliant red color makes them perfect for temporary use in spaces like entryways or dining rooms, where their fiery energy can uplift the atmosphere during special occasions without overwhelming the space. However, it's important to avoid placing them in more tranquil areas such as bedrooms, where the fire element could disturb your rest, or living rooms, where they could prevent the smooth flow of conversation and emotional harmony. For long-term use, consider replacing the poinsettia with plants that support steadiness, balance, and tranquility. Plants such as peace lilies, bamboo palms, or other green plants with calming properties are ideal for spaces where relaxation and emotional well-being are a priority. These plants, in contrast to the intense energy of the poinsettia, help to maintain the smooth circulation of qi and promote a peaceful, grounded atmosphere in your home. By aligning the energy of your space with plants that support calm and serenity, you create an environment that nurtures your health, well-being, and relationships. Ultimately, the key to using the poinsettia in a Feng Shui conscious way lies in understanding its energetic impact. While its vibrant color and association with holiday cheer are undeniably appealing, it's important to place it thoughtfully, recognizing when its fiery energy is beneficial and when it's too much for your space. By using poinsettias with intention and balancing them with more calming elements, you can ensure that your home remains a sanctuary of peace, stability, and harmony, rather than one where the fire burns too hot and disrupts your sense of balance. Number 7. Golden Trumpet, False Fortune. If you've ever been drawn to a plant because of its dazzling beauty, only to find that it brings more stress than joy, you're not alone. The golden trumpet, with its vibrant yellow blooms, can easily fool you into thinking it's a symbol of prosperity and abundance. Its bright, cheerful appearance may initially seem like the perfect addition to your home, but in Feng Shui, it represents something far different: false fortune. While it may look like an emblem of success, the golden trumpet's aggressive spreading and fragile stems serve as a reminder that beauty and prosperity are not always what they seem. Beneath its eye-catching exterior lies an energy of instability, a hidden truth that often leads to situations that unravel when tested. In Feng Shui, the key to true abundance is not based on appearances or fleeting beauty but on a foundation of stability, balance, and resilience. The golden trumpet, despite its surface appeal, is a plant that grows aggressively and spreads easily, often overtaking its surroundings. This sprawling growth reflects a sense of abundance that may appear to flourish initially but, in reality, lacks the endurance and strength needed to sustain it over time. Much like a fleeting financial windfall or an opportunity that seems too good to be true, the golden trumpet's false fortune energy can lead to the eventual unraveling of what was once perceived as prosperity. When you surround yourself with the golden trumpet's energy, you might experience the highs of excitement and promise, but those highs are often followed by sharp declines or missed opportunities, as the energy behind it lacks true, lasting support. This pattern, in Feng Shui, symbolizes an unstable form of abundance, one that looks prosperous on the outside but is built on fragile foundations. When a space is dominated by the energy of a golden trumpet, it can subtly influence the lives of those within it. The same instability that is inherent in the plant's growth pattern can infiltrate areas of your life, especially in the realm of finances, relationships, and personal growth. You may feel like you are continuously on the verge of something great, only for things to fall apart at the last moment, leaving you with a sense of lost potential. This pattern can create an environment where abundance is short-lived, and where opportunities, despite their initial promise, are prone to collapsing. To counterbalance the energy of the golden trumpet and bring true prosperity into your space, Feng Shui advises replacing it with plants that symbolize stability and endurance. Plants like camellias, peonies, or other robust and grounded species are perfect choices for cultivating true abundance. These plants grow in a more controlled and steady manner, symbolizing long-term prosperity that is rooted in solid foundations, rather than the fleeting, surface-level abundance represented by the golden trumpet. Their more deliberate growth encourages balance, resilience, and an environment where success can truly thrive, rather than one that feels destined to unravel. When considering the plants in your space, it's essential to think beyond their visual appeal and consider the energy they carry. While the golden trumpet may seem like the perfect symbol of prosperity, its energy aligns more with false fortune, promising much, yet unable to provide lasting fulfillment. By replacing it with plants that embody true, enduring prosperity, you align your space with energy that supports long-term growth, financial stability, and emotional well-being. The true abundance you seek is not found in surface appearances but in the solid, lasting foundations that can weather the storms of life. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on the power of plants in your own home. Do the plants you surround yourself with contribute to your energy, or do they hinder your growth? Feng Shui teaches us that plants are more than just decorative elements. They play a crucial role in shaping the atmosphere around us. By carefully choosing plants that support balance, prosperity, and vitality, you create an environment that fosters positive energy and helps you thrive. Small adjustments in the plants you choose can bring about significant changes in the flow of energy, potentially transforming your space into a sanctuary of abundance and growth. Remember, the energy of your home mirrors the choices you make. Whether it's repositioning a plant or removing one that no longer serves you, these small actions can have a profound effect on your life. By understanding the deeper energetic meanings behind the plants in your space, you align your home with the life you are consciously creating. So, I encourage you to take a closer look at the plants in your home today. Are they supporting the energy you want to cultivate? If not, consider making a small change, perhaps removing a plant that isn't serving you or introducing one that embodies prosperity and growth. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone else who might benefit from these insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on Buddha's Odyssey for more in-depth explorations into Feng Shui and the art of living mindfully.